right? All right, so this meeting now is being recorded. So I'm going to share my screen as we go through. If at any time you think I'm moving a little fast, please feel free to tell me slow down, right? All right, so let me share my screen. I want to share my desktop. All right, so tell me, you're seeing my desktop, right? Are you seeing my screen, my desktop?
Yes.
All right, so this is just, because I say normally what I use, the computer I use is a Mac. This is just my diagnostic laptop. If you look at all the software you're seeing here, just for vehicle, it's strictly for vehicle diagnostic, but I just decided to put this on just for that. Right, so you're seeing my, yeah. So we were asked to have an IC Markets account. And now I go to IC Markets. So I move my browser, I go to IC Market. You can always replay because I'm doing the recording. You can always replay. I go to IC Markets and I go to client login. It's going to ask for my credentials to log in, secure area. You're putting your username and your password and you log in, right? I have some test here accounts, valid test account here that I just do to try things out here, right? So I have an MT4 and I also have an MT5. I have two MT5, right? So we need to have live accounts to be able to do what I'm doing here. So I already have installed, downloaded from them my IC Markets Trading MetaTrader 5, MT5. It's there, it's installed, and everything is like this here. There are a lot of tools that you may not be familiar with. This navigator window here is very, very important here. We have indicators and we have a list of indicators. These indicators come with the MetaTrader platform. I can expand and I can, to put an indicator, I can just take it and just drag it on the chart, right? These are for indicators. Then when we come with trading, we have what we call export advisors. You can download a lot of export advisors, right? This is default. I didn't install anything on this yet. So this is what comes in by default. We don't need any of these here now, but they are here in our navigation window. So with IC Markets, we go to downloads. And under downloads, we have a lot of options to download. We can download our MetaTrader. So we have the MetaTrader, which we download and install, which I just showed you here, which most of us here would be using. We have the web trader, where we actually can trade via the browser. The only shortcoming with the browser, if we're doing web trading, we don't normally see what the value of our stop loss and our take profit is on the web trader, but we don't have need for a web trader here. This is Apple software for Mac, iPhone, Android. Two things we are going to focus on here. We are going to focus on Autochartist. Remember, we are in the downloads, Autochartist and advanced trading, right? So I'm going to go to the same menu on the MT5, MetaTrader 5, because the account I had was a MetaTrader 5 account, right? So if I go to Autochartist and I click Autochartist, I have the option to download Autochartist. When I click download, it's going to take me to the download page. It's really a plugin for the Autochartist. And these are things that are included in the Autochartist. I can download the plugin and then install. And then once I install the plugin, we see how it works. It tells you some of the prerequisites that you need. It tells you some of the prerequisites that you need before you can install, and then it gives you the steps. So once I click download plugin, the plugin downloads to the bottom. This is my plugin Autochartist plugin here. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Tell me. Okay, good, right. So I just check in and make sure that we are here, right? Good. So once I click on it, it comes to install Autochartist. I can minimize that browser. I can minimize this. I go to next as we install. show you the power of what we're doing. And at the end tonight, you might say, so all this time we're trying to learn and to keep all this thing and focus on those things here. So this is what it is. So we save the best for last. All right, next, we accept the terms and condition. Next. So if you have more than one MetaTrader platform installed, they're all going to come up here. So I have MetaTrader 5, and I don't have MetaTrader 4. So I can select which trading platform I want the Autochartist to be installed. I'm going to click MetaTrader 5, and then I go next, and it is going to install. It may tell me, well, here it tells me MetaTrader will be shut down because I have MetaTrader open. So it is going to close it automatically. It's going to close it, and it is going to install. There are a lot of things that you can use, a lot of software that you can use to analyze and to alert and to do all those things. So just as how we draw our charts and we waiting for break and retest, we have software that can tell us, here's what, the retest just ended, you can get into the trade and it pops up and tells you exactly this is for that. So all the charts we map up, all the 16, 20 charts that are mapped up, once the break and retest is done, we have software that can monitor it for us, right? So I hit finish, and it opened back now my MetaTrader, right? So this is my MetaTrader. Okay, let's hide that here. Right, so this is my MetaTrader platform here. If I go now, I'm not seeing Autochartist anywhere here. I can go to Export Advisors, and then you see Autochartist here, right? So this is where, so just 1 second, while he's saying we're live, now you're ready to go, but let me just tell him, switch to the other link. Right. So again, your thing is going to be closed. You come under your navigation, you go to Export Advisors, because it is an advisor, but it's an export advisor, Autochartist. And I'm going to install a few Autochartist things, and there's a reason why I'm going to do it in this sequence. This Autochartist is all that you need for now. There are other tools which I'm going to show you, but when I install the Autochartist, it's going to work fine. When I install the other tools, it is going to disable some features of the Autochartist. So I'm going to show you how we reactivate those features. That's why I'm doing it in that sequence. Again, it's not difficult. It is not so technical. Software is my area, but it is not so technical. So now we have Autochartist. What is Autochartist? How do I activate it? Again, under my navigation, I go to Export Advisors, and Autochartist is here. I am going to take Autochartist and I'm going to drag it on my chart. Good. I'm dragging it on my chart here. These two boxes here that are coming up here, I don't have to check them if I don't want to, but later on we may have other indicators that we want to interact with the system here, because Autochartist is also able to enter trades for us automatically, but we leave that for, we can do a whole advanced session on software only. If you so require, I don't mind doing a full software session, you know, course on just as how we did our manual way here, right? So we could allow algorithmic trading, we could allow modification of signals. We can do that as one option here. We can go into inputs. These aren't things that we play around with now until you understand. So we leave that as default, right? And I hit OK. Autochartist is going to load. Look here on the chart, you're seeing in the back here, Autochartist. It says there is an error connecting to Autochartist, right? So it hasn't connected to Autochartist server. I've seen some brokers who are subscribing members at least $1,200 a month for the Autochartist to have access to the Autochartist server. We have access to the server because we are IC Markets clients. So here's what we have an error connecting to Autochartist. It tells us how to sort. It tells us how to sort out the error. right? Please do the following, right? So we go to Tools, Options. I'm going to move that on the side so we see. It tells us, right? Open your settings, go to Tools, Options. We go to the Export Advisor tab here. It tells us here, and we need to enable web request, allow web request for the requested site. I'm going to check that here because we want that software now to check on a certain site. But there are no sites listed in here, so we have to add the site. It tells you exactly what to add. So I'm going to double click here, and I'm going to add https://mt5.autochartist, autochartist.com. Press enter. It is now added. You see it here. But here's what. For those of you who have MT4, you don't have to do that. MT4, the installation of MT4 already does that for you. So all I have to do here is just to add that server for Autochartist. I hit OK here. I hit OK here. Right. Let's go back now and let's see what happens. If I take Autochartist and I drag it on here and I hit OK, Autochartist is requesting data. It is going to ask me now for my email address. This is your email address that you use to sign up with your IC Markets account. I'm going to go to my IC Market, my email address. That's my email address, and I hit save. It is going to load the data. It is going to load the data. It's requesting data. And there you see Autochartist is up. Right? This here shows you a lot of what we did. We did some of the various types, the various patterns and other things here. Autochartist does that. But here's what Autochartist is doing here. Autochartist is displaying all the symbols that it can find a certain pattern for. Then it gives you the probability of these trades playing out in that particular way. So for example, now I'm on the Euro US, that's the tab here. This chart here, this window is Euro US. Let me get a little more space. Let me bring this down to get a little more space. I'm on the Euro US. If I click GBP USD, if I click on view, remember it broke support here. If I click on view, it switches my chart to the GBP US and it just shows that it broke support. It already draw that support line right here. I can't see what's on the side here. So for me to do that, I can do an indentation here. I can shift the end of the chart. Look at here. I can turn it on or off. This here shows it pushes the charts inside, the candle inside. Shift end of the chart from the right border. If I do this, this is what Autochartist does here. So Autochartist says the GBP USD has broke support for down. So look at this support here. It has broke support with the red. You see it has done the retest with the blue. And that gray area here now, Autochartist says that this is the probability of the trade going down into that direction. Again, that was our support area for a while. It would have broken the support, retested, and now the retest is almost over. Autochartist says that this is coming down. So your TP can be anywhere in that zone here. But let's see what the details Autochartist would have given. If I expand this here, so the pattern is a support pattern. It gives you the length here, the direction, the quality or the certainty of it here, right? The result type is a breakout. It would have broken out from that here. Fine. We're not going into much details yet with this here. So let me just minimize that back here. So this is here. Let's see what happened on the USD JPY on the daily. If I view it, Autochartist identified this big move here on the daily. Right? I can move that anywhere inside here. Let's see USD CHF. Autochartist already identified. Look at this here. Look at this. Same thing that we did here. Remember, it broke out from it, and what Mr. Jack has been doing all the time. Once it breaks out of this channel here, it breaks out the retest. It breaks out on the upside, so we know that this is going up here. Autochartist says that in the next day, and it gives you the time, the estimated time frame where this is going to happen. It says in the next day or so, we expect it to go up in that zone up here. But here's what. How certain is Autochartist? Autochartist here is displaying all symbols, but we also have minimum probability. So Autochartist is showing us all that it has seen. But you cannot take trade on all of what Autochartist is showing, but there are various probabilities. So you can say Autochartist, I don't want to see all the probability, my minimum probability, let's say for example, 75% is going to recalculate, and Autochartist is going to show you only trade opportunities that is at least 75% has a probability of occurring. There is nothing now with a 75%, right? Let's drop our probability to 70 and see what happens. Even now, there is no trade opportunities here with a 70% probability. For me, when I work Autochartist, I work it at 75. So at 75, if it doesn't show anything, Autochartist doesn't identify anything with 75% certainty, it is going to that direction, right? So you can drop your probability and more trades are going to come in. So with a 60% probability, these are two trades the Autochartist would have identified, the triangle pattern. I click view, it is going to change. Eventually it's loading the data here. Give it a while, I load it and move it out of the Autochartist way. So that's platinum versus the US dollar, right? Just broke out of the channel, break out. Let's just wait until we reach to the end. So we see here, it break out, retested, and now Autochartist says with a 60% probability, it is going to go up into that zone. We have any questions so far?
Not yet, for me.
All right, good. So again, it's up to you to see what you want to, those that you want to see. If you put all probability, it shows you everything. Based on the certainty, the accuracy that you want, you adjust the probability to suit. So I put it back on all. It is going to show all the currencies thus far that it would have found it. So for now, that's just the activity. Normally, like maybe tomorrow or so, maybe later, when it finds more data that have already activated or that are on the brink of activation, it is going to show it. It may show you 2 pages, 3 pages, 6 pages with all that is there trading on the market. It's not only the Forex, but it shows you indices and other things inside here. And to get it to load on the chart, you just click view and your chart automatically switches to that currency. So now we're on the platinum USD dollar here. If I click on the GBP USD, it comes back to the GBP USD. And it shows the kind of analysis that was done. So this one was a support, triangle, resistance, wedge, all those patterns are going to come up here. It shows you on the Euro US, there was a big parabolic move. So based on what you know about trading, you know how to handle parabolic moves. So this is why all that was taught before now would make a lot more sense to make a determination as to whether or not we do what we're going to do. So here's what Mr. Jack always say: when you see parabolic move, you don't chase them. Autochartist is saying, listen, I identify this big parabolic move, but I cannot give you a direction as to buy or sell. Autochartist is smart enough to know that here, because after big parabolic move, anything can happen. So Autochartist say, no, I'm waiting to see some support or some resistance is broken. So on those big movements, it just warns you, here's what, I identify these big movements here, but here's what, you trade it at your own risk. I'm not giving you any directional bias to say go up or go down or buy or sell. For the triangle or support and resistance or the wedge or whatever other pattern, it gives you a bias straight away and tell you, here's what, it will have broken off on the upside, break here, is going up in that direction. Autochartist says, this is where the market is heading. I've been using Autochartist for the last few years. And with me working with a 75% probability, Autochartist has been proven to be very, very, very accurate. Very, very accurate. right? So this is one aspect of the Autochartist here. Again, I have Autochartist on this chart here. I can minimize this. I can bring up another chart, and I don't have Autochartist on this chart here because we can put multiple indicators, multiple advisors on various charts. Again, for those of you who didn't remember how the MetaTrader platform works, if I minimize here, I have 4 charts by default here. I can add a lot of charts inside here. So I can have different indicators on different charts based on what I want to do right in here. So I add more charts and I could just maximize any one of them I want here. So we go back to maximize here. So this again now is our Autochartist window. So once you get your Autochartist running, as I said, you may see page 1 of 5, and it is going to show you as you touch the tab for the various pages what it would have done in terms of the analysis it made. Then, if we click here for the pattern details, okay, let's just load for a second. For the pattern details, it is going to give you description here. All it gives you when it gives you those big movements here are just the length and the name of the pattern. If we choose one of those where it gives you a position here, it gives you more detail. Triangle, that's your length or direction is up here. The trend change, no, it's a continuation of the trend. So we were going here, all from down here, go up in an uptrend. We have some consolidation here, but it's a continuation of the trend. We have our quality here with the bars, right? It goes right up to the end up here. So that's we're looking, that tells you what kind of percentage probability here, how uniform they are. Right, so this comes in the pattern details. We're going to see how it works with some of the other aspects of it, right? So this is the Autochartist, part of the Autochartist export advisor. I'm going to minimize this and we're going to see, right? So this is our Autochartist. So I'm heading back now to my IC markets. Go back to IC markets. And we go to advanced trading. And there are advanced trading tools. So I click download installer, the installer is downloaded. That's my installer here, showing folder. All right, so that's my MT5. I'm going to copy this. Let me just move that into documents. Put it into pictures. Yeah, pictures might be easier for me. I'm going to extract this here. So you download it as a zip file. Now I'm going to install this here. It is going to be installed into, say, choose copies of MetaTrader where you want to install it here. So this is where I'm going to install it here, right? I'm going to hit install. Installation will turn on allow DLL import setting in MetaTrader. It is going to do that here because some of these tools here that are going to be installed are able to actually perform trading. Good. So I'm going to minimize this again here. Let's get back to our MetaTrader platform. I'm going to close the MetaTrader and then reopen it so that everything takes effect. So I close. And I'm reopening back now my MetaTrader platform. Right. Again, remember we were under export advisors, we had Autochartist. But look at what happened now. Under examples now, look at how much things that come here with IC markets. So now we have the alarm manager. Remember a while ago I told you, you can set, when you do your charts and you're waiting for it to either to break support or resistance here, break retest, and you get a convincing candle before you get in. Instead of you always watching, you can let the alarm manager manage that for you. So whenever that occasion occurs, it pops up and tell you, here's what, trading opportunity on the GBP USD, because you would have set it when that occasion happens to tell you. It can do that here. We have connect, we can connect it to our account so that we can do, it can also do analysis for us. We have correlation matrix, correlation trading, and many other things here. So let me just show you, okay, let me just change this chart. Let's put up this other chart here instead. So we have the Autochartist on it here. For example, if I take the correlation matrix and I drop it on this chart here and I hit OK, let's see what happens. It's loading the data. Sometime earlier, I showed you this, for those of you who are on the chat. We are looking at the correlation matrix. It is just pulling data still to show you things, currencies that are related. But here's what. It shows you those that are related based on the symbols I have here. You realize most of these here aren't currency, right? Because I just pulled the default. So it's of all what you have here trading. So let me see if I can just delete a few of these here to make it more like what we want to do here. I can remove that like this. Where is, I may have to go in view.
AC hide.
If I hide it, I wonder if it's going to send it back.
Click on hide there.
Yeah, if I hide it,
they grayed out. When it say hide, delete, you go just take it out. But yours grayed out. I don't know why.
yeah. Okay, if I hide all, no, hide all those moves. That's just my default here. So I think I may have to go into view symbols and just turn off. Hide symbol, XAU, EUR, hide. So, no, there is
just double click on it. I think you have to just double click on it to take it off. So if you double click on whichever currency, can you realize it's saying hide symbol and it's staying?
Yeah, it's staying still. All right, anyways, that's immaterial. I always figure this thing out here. But of all the symbols you have here, the correlation matrix is going to show you, it is going to show the correlation among those symbols that you have here. So for example, the XAG USD has a 95% correlation with the XAG Euro. So if you're in a buy for XAG is silver, right? Yeah, silver. If you're in a buy for the silver USD, whatever is happening with silver USD, the same thing is happening with silver Euro. It has a 95% correlation, right? Whatever is happening with here. So for example, let's look at this one with plus 58 here. Platinum USD and silver USD has a 58% correlation, as opposed to gold AUD, which has a -6 correlation to silver USD. So whatever silver USD is doing here, you have almost you have a great negative. The opposite is happening here with gold AUD. So really what this matrix here does tells you what you can trade, pairs you can trade with. So if you have three things trading, so if I'm trading XAU USD here, XAU is gold. XAU is silver, XAG is gold, right? So if I'm trading silver USD, and I want to see what else I can trade so I'm buying silver USD, and I want to know what else I can trade because silver USD is in the buy, 76%, 88. Silver Euro is something I could also buy because they have a high probability here for a buy. However, if I want to see one that has a negative, if I'm in this here, XPD USD, whatever that is here, if I'm in a buy for this here, I know the silver AUD, I should be in a sell for it. It shows you the negative correlation. So those that are positively correlated means that they are going to be walking in the same direction. The further away they are from the positive correlation means that they are in the inverse direction. So this here, what is negative from here, if I'm in a buy with this, I should be in a sell with this one up here. Again, it is just using the items I have in my symbol list here, right? So you wouldn't have all those here. If you have just the Forex pairs, it is only going to list the Forex pairs. That's what the correlation shows us. So it gives us an idea as to what we can be trading together. Let's look at sentiment trader, for example. If I just take the sentiment trader and I bring it over on this chart and I drop it. I remember clearly Mr. Jack saying, here's what. Things that move the market. We have the technical analysis, also sentiments, we have the fundamental. So with a sentiment trader, now when I bring over the sentiment trader for analysis, it is saying of all, and the good thing about this year, this is working with IC markets. So of all the hundreds of thousands of subscribers to IC markets now, for the Euro US, 74% of them are in for a buy. So you want to know if you should buy or sell, but you want to get an idea. You mark up your chart and you're looking at it and you say, yes, I think based on what I've learned, I should go in a buy for the Euro US. Well, let me see what other people are doing. All the people who are subscribed to IC markets, however, how much hundreds of thousands of these people, against the Euro US, 74% of them are on a buy. Would you go on a sell based on your analysis? Again, this is just to confirm here. Symbol we can change. Let's see what happened on the Euro JPY. On the Euro JPY here, we look at it here, 18% say buy. So that means 82% saying they're going for a sell. So buy is blue. This is this color here is for sell. So 82% people say the Euro JPY, no, the JPY is going to be strong. And if you remember class last night, I remember Mr. Jack saying over and over, the JPY is going to pull some, is going to gain some strength here. So this gives you confirmation of all the people who are trading sentiments. That's a market sentiments here. The majority of people are on a sell on this currency. I hit symbol again. Let me just see on the NZD USD. 60% people are going on a buy for this year. So imagine you do your technical analysis, then you do your fundamental analysis, and we talk about market sentiments. Where do you get it from? Here are the tools to give you the market sentiment. So you add this with your analysis to get more confirmation of your trade. So this is where you get the market sentiment. So yes, Mr. Jack was saying over and over, yes, market sentiments is also important for trading. The question that could have been asked was, where do we get market sentiments? And here you have IC markets giving you what the market sentiments are from the sentiment trading. We have, let's see, the market manager. So we just drag it over and we give it time to load the data and to pull the data. So we have our market watch, and it's going to pull again, it's going to watch our currencies inside here. By the way, we can put in lot size, right? Okay. We can manage our trading from inside here. If you have a trade that's active here, it is going to show you which currency here, what your lot size is. So you have 10 cents of 0.01 or 0.02 here, whatever it is here. Then it's going to show you what your profit is on those particular trade right from inside here. So you don't have to keep switching. That's the same thing you see at the bottom down here, but in the market watch here, it shows you all that here. So you can close your trade right from inside here. You can make adjustments here. You can buy, you can enter trade, you can exit trade right from that market watch window. And this is why when we dragged the Autochartist on the screen earlier, there were some check boxes because I said Autochartist can put in trades for you and it can close off trades. And this is how it gives these tools the ability to do those trades on your behalf. So these here, and you can just play with them. You can drag them in on the chart and see exactly what they do and what they give here. We want to see where we are. This is where we are, the Tokyo and the Sydney session here. So it shows you a different session. So you can have multiple windows open with various chats on them. So you want to know exactly what session we're in. We have it right here now. So we know this is the session that we're in. What do we trade on those sessions? All those things are there. All right, let me just pull the data. This shows really nice on a big screen if you're going to use that on a big screen. You can actually use this here to do your trading. You can show up multiple windows. Remember, we have the quick launch here where you could just click one place and you get to be able to trade here. Here, what it did here, you see all the non-forex items here. So the non-cash, because what the other metal and indices, so they would have gone. Because now we are just trading forex, and we can put these items inside here, and we can set our lot size. We can buy or sell with a one-click straight inside here. We can put in our stop loss, we can put in our TP, or we can configure this as to a predefined stop loss and take profit. Set my stop loss at 25 pips, my TP at 30 pips, and you wait, and with one click, it's going to enter the market, and it is going to do that, just that for you. I get back to my previous chart. So this chart here, my US CHF, I have the Autochartist on it. This other tab, I have nothing on it. I have the trade terminal on this tab. And again, we can keep adding tab. So I can drag my sentiment trader on this and leave my sentiment trader on this tab here while it loads its data. On this one, I can put something else. Let me drop the alarm manager on it. So if you are allowing, and that's for the advanced earlier, if you are allowing the Autochartist to actually manage your trades for you, I mean, you set your predefined thing here. That's where you can do things here. So you have account alarms, that first section here. If you're in a trade and you're in a buy and you're going and you make 30, 40, 100, $200, but then you have a little retracement and it starts going down by a certain percentage, this can automatically close the trade for you, right? If your margin goes below or above a certain amount, you can also let it handle your trade for you. If you have 3 consecutive losses, or you can make modification to those here, you can set your alarms. So if you have 10 trades running and then 3 trades lost consecutively, this pops up an alarm and tells you, listen, check your trade, something happened, maybe some news or something here. This is what the alarm manager does here, in this case here. News, you see the core CPI index here. We can set news, we can configure this with our news feed, that if we have a certain, and there's a plugin, I know, I've seen it on this same Autochartist that connects with that other platform that we use where we get the news. So you can integrate them. So when news comes in with certain color and certain, remember we have this 3 stars and so news when it comes in, this platform also is able to say, here's what the news come on that currency pair. I think I'm going to send you an alarm. It doesn't put in trade for you, but it alerts you and say, here's what the news for that currency pair has just been broken, and we can see some activity happening on that currency pair. So check it out. And all the alerts that comes here pops up on your screen, but it also sends you email alerts, right? If you have the Autochartist installed on your phone, it comes up through the app, it pops the app open and tells you exactly these things are going on here. Price alarms, we can set multiple price levels. Once the price gets to that amount, send me an alarm. So you mark up the charts as you normally do. And we set here is what? Okay, if it breaks above that, I know it's going to go for a buy, or it goes below that. So instead of having to watch the 20 plus charts here, I know what my levels are. I factor them inside here. And once that price level has been reached, it sends up an alert for me. So I know straight away when that alert pops up, I get in here. So it takes away a lot of the waiting and watching by you. You set all that we were taught here before is 100% applicable. Now, instead of you sitting up watching 20 charts to see what happens, you're putting your details in here with your currency and what your levels are, and you just let the app pop up and tell you exactly, we reach that rate, that price rate, you just turn on and you check and you see and know exactly whether or not you're going to go in. Positions without stop loss, again, you may have some positions without stop loss. When it gets close to it, it is going to tell you, it's going to warn you, here's what, you don't have a stop loss, but it's lowering down your free margin on the account, right? So that's on the alarm manager. Question thus far? I think we've been very quiet. I want to make sure you're there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's new, so it's a lot, but I'm trying to kind of conceptualize it as you go by. So questions will come probably later on.
But you're seeing how it makes all that you've learned before, how it comes into play and how it makes it easier now. Because we stress a lot when it comes to trading, a lot about the patience and the patience and the patience. And we have to emphasize patience over and over. But the amount of time we may have to devote to peeping the chart and peeping the chart, we can use this software here now to help us. So instead of you having to always say, well, let me see where you reach yet. Oh, you don't reach there yet. And maybe the next 2 hours after you come back and you don't reach there yet. And you say, well, 4 hours, let me give it a 5-hour break. And sometimes 10 minutes after that, the market explodes and it would have reached your target, but then you would have missed those. But if you use these tools here, then you are in a position where these tools can alert you that something is happening. So you don't have to consistently or persistently look at the market, look at the rates, and look at where things are. But you would have set all this up. Listen, this doesn't take away from marking up your chart. It doesn't take away anything from what we would have done throughout the classes. What it adds to it, however, is the amount of time you have to sit and watch and wait. You can use this to bring the alerts up to you. When you start marking your chart and you think, yes, I believe the market is going to go in that direction, you can use this so it confirms what your position is on. So you're not actually using this by itself to just say, okay, I'm just going to follow this here and just go ahead and do my trade, which again, at times you're going to realize it is going to work. But what you want to do, you want to use this as a guide to confirm, to alert, to take away all those anxiety from you here. So I put this in and then I realize, okay, fine. Just here where you have your trade in and you may put a trailing stop loss. You can configure some of the settings on this here that it monitors your trailing stop loss, and the MetaTrader by itself doesn't adjust your trailing stop loss, but you also have the ability with these tools here that based on certain market conditions that it can adjust your trailing stop loss for you. So there is a lot it can do, which is going to complement what you would have done before as it relates to all the classes and all the patterns and other things you would have looked at. So I'm going to close off this platform. We're going to open it back. I'm going to open it back and see if the Autochartist by itself runs. All right, so Sentiment Trader is loaded back. Let's close off Sentiment Trader. We had Autochartist on this. All right, let me just check back something here. Tools, options, expert advisors. Oh, so you fixed that. So this is the first time I observed this here. Because what used to happen before, of all the times I've installed this, once I install all the other tools after the Autochartist, it deletes this web request list here, so the Autochartist doesn't work. And if your Autochartist doesn't work at any given time, this is the reason why it doesn't work. All Autochartist needs to work is to know where to point to the server. So let's go back and let's see what other software we have coming from IC Markets. All right, so we have the Autochartist, we have the advanced trading, which we just did. So when I extracted, let me just find where the files were extracted. PTRs. I'm looking for something else. Let me see if it's only for the MetaTrader 4. Let's go back, MetaTrader 4. Oh, okay. So if you look here, look, we have here under MetaTrader 5, advanced trading and Autochartist here, apart from the other software to download. Under MetaTrader 4, we have advanced trading here. We have Autochartist, but we also have this here, this multi-terminal here. This again gives us added features under examples here. So as much as we have the Autochartist, there are many other export advisors that we can always get, we can download and we can install the export advisors. But thus far, Autochartist, it is not free, although it is free for us. It is free for us because our broker is IC Markets. There are about 3 or 4 brokers who are sponsoring this Autochartist and these Autochartist features. So all the other brokers, they can provide this service, but it's a paid service to have access to the Autochartist feature. So these Autochartist companies, and so I guess they get commission from trades from some of these brokerage companies. That's why these companies can offer those things free. So again, these are services that ought to be paid for, but we get them for free because we use our IC Markets as our broker. This is why on the onset, we told you that you can have IC Markets as your broker for this reason, as well as the ease of withdrawal and some of the other features, right? As CS is saying here, it is a lot. It is a lot. There is a lot more to it that we can do, but it doesn't make sense bombarding you with quite a lot of those things here. So those 2 things that were installed here, I installed the Autochartist, and we see Autochartist in function here while it works, and some of the examples of the export advisors, what we can use them for. So we can work with that. We can do all the reading on it, because if we go back to our download page, let's see our download. Yeah, I don't want this zoom here. I want to get. Right. Yeah, so when we come in here, the installation configuration. Right, so we have the user guide. So we also have the market scanner, right? We have the market scanner, and here it gives us ideas as to how we can use all of the tools inside here. So these are also, or we have the risk calculator where we
share a general screen.
Oh, you're not seeing my screen?
No, share the Zoom screen.
Oh, okay. Right, so yeah, it should be here, all right?
Yes. Good,
right. So then we have, for example, added here, we have the risk calculator. It shows you how it's done. Remember when Mr. Jack would show you what the risk to reward is when we do that here, it tells you exactly in monetary terms what it is here. You put your stop loss, you put your TP, you put your lot size, and it tells you what the risks are. So if you are trading here, so imagine you set a predefined, I want my risk to reward to be, let's say my reward is 4 times my risk. You put in your lot size, you put in the price you want to enter, and it calculates your stop loss and take profit for you right away. And you can, with one click, it places the trade for you with your risk to reward, right? After it does the calculation. So all these here are guides showing you, explaining here how all the other options are here. So for example, it tells you in the next 4 hours, this is where, that's the Autochartist itself. This is the market is going up in the next 4 hours. It should be within that zone here. In the next day or so, it should be in that kind of range here. So it also gives you the time frame in which it thinks the market is going to get to that particular level. So all those things are inside here. Statistical analysis. This again explains what it does here. So the big movement, for example, identified cases of very large market movement that may result in continuation of the current trend here. You may find consecutive candles. So all of those things are also explained right inside here, what it does. So just to recap, basically what we would have, so look at what just happened here now. Look at how much movement here, or I guess we just got into a new time. The time would have changed here now. So it just loaded. We have 2 pages here now, you see, page, and it now found a lot more things here. So we have 2 pages. We're on page 1 of 2. If I go to page 2 of 2 here, so let's see the US Canadian. It's a descending triangle. If I hit view, it is going to load the US Canadian. It's still jumping in the background here. And it is showing you, it just broke from the descending triangle. So it just broke from the descending triangle, and they give the direction in which they believe is going to go. We have a falling wedge on the US Can. So the US Canadian descending triangle on the daily, right? That's happening on the daily, D1, daily. That's what my time frame up here changed to daily. But the same with the US Canadian on the 1 hour, it just broke the falling wedge. So if I click on view, my 1 hour would have changed. It just broke a falling wedge. So it's on a retracement on the 1 hour compared to going down, because it's still on a downtrend, but it tells you in the 1 hour, this is what it sees. It may retrace to that here. So on something like this, you can pull your Fibonacci retracement to confirm if you decide, here's what, I'm not going against the trend, but this is showing that, here's what, we're going to go up. Look here, it broke, retest, and let's see if we wait for the convincing candle to close and see if it's going to go up to that level here. So all these, it's really about different time frame here. So the daily is a descending triangle, but on the 1 hour it's a falling wedge. It shows you here, so we're on page 2 of 2. We can go back to page 1 and let's see. This one here would have just broken a resistance. So it broke resistance, retesting here. And Autochartist says it is hoping that within the next day or so, it is going to go up into that zone here. It just broke resistance to head up in that zone. So we looked at the Autochartist, and then we look at some of the export examples here using some of these tools here. Again, how do we get them on the chart? We just drag them on the chart. That's how it is here. So if you want to see what the sentiments are, I create a new chart and I click on sentiment trader, I drag it and I hit OK. My sentiment trader chart is going to be loaded. Symbols, you click on a symbol, and it is going to tell you exactly what's going on at this time here. New order, we can put in a new order, put in our stop loss in pips or TP, and we can buy or sell. Or if we have an order running, we can also close it straight from inside if you have a trade running. So this is what our sentiment trader does for us. So while we are looking at this currency, US Canadian, 77% of the persons are going long. They're in a buy. Okay, US Canada. Well, let me just go my lot size here and let me hit a buy one time. You can also place a trade in there. Or when we have the alert, the alarm pops up and tell you it reaches your entry point. You decide, okay, fine. Straight away as the alarm gives me, I would have gotten the entry point I wanted because I did my analysis. I can just use straight from there and go ahead and do the trade there and then. This is why when we drag the icons, if I close this here and if I drag it, the auto chart is on the chart here. It asks us here to allow the algorithmic trading. We can only let the apps trade or put in or close trade for us when we allow this algo trading on. And if I allow modification of signal settings, we have other apps based as things updated, they can make the update for us. Are you okay? Autochartist is pulling data. Straight out of Autochartist would have pulled all the data it needs. We adjust our probability to suit us, to have some more certainty. So with 70% accuracy, Autochartist determines there are 2 trades that are worthy of trading. GBP USD. Autochartist says here's what we had a break and we have a retest on this, but it says here it broke support. Autochartist is forecasting that it is going to go down. So this is a tool that can be used to enhance our trading. I think this is a lot of technical for now. For those of you that have seen it for the first time, it is a lot. We can do more refresher on it, and then we can do some addition, because there's a lot more of these software that can aid in the success of our trading. But just to confirm, when we draw our charts, we can use Autochartist to confirm the patterns that are there.
Mr. Paul, can you please open up GU? Show them GU.
The GEO.
Yeah, and the 1 hour. What did they say? So they have breaking support, right?
Yes.
Breaking support, nice.
So it shows you break support, and it's doing the retest, and it's forecast to go down.
And the point you're raising there, Mr. Paul, I love it. In terms of you having Autochartist and you are verifying your trades using Autochartist. So when I look at my chart, Mr. Paul, support is broken indeed, and it's retesting to come down for the fall. So that's how I verify, guys. That's how we verify. So I myself have Autochartist, but I don't have Autochartist as this tool I trade with 24/7.
You don't have Autochartist as your advisor. You have Autochartist just to check.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's what it is here.
Yes. So that's it, guys. That's it, guys. You know?
So I stated that only we use the software here, but to confirm what we would have done before. It's not that we're using this to guide this to actually do what we're doing, but just added confirmation. We mark our charts up, we do what we're doing. And once we have all the confirmation we want, we use this to help us, just to make our mind up, to give us a level of surety. So when Posey mark up a chart and Posey say, but I feel I'll go for a sell, but it's still kind of shaky whether or not, because he meet all the criteria already, but it's still determining. He say, watch, let me check Autochartist. And if Autochartist say, we break support and we going down, Posey say, that's it, boy, I really confirm. And it just to help build your confidence. But this is just used so that it can give us the confirmations, the added confirmations that we need. And to see the accuracy of this here, our probabilities. So when it is on all, it shows us all probability, right? From 60% and up. I've never seen anything on 80% yet, except when we have maybe close or maybe some, nothing near NFP and those things here. Very, very rare we get 80%. But I stick to 70. You ever get 80%, Mr. Jack?
Never. So I keep mine around the 75% range.
Yeah, I work with 70, 75. That's where I work on here.
Yeah.
So let me show you is this. So you have broken resistance, come back for the retest. Let's see what happened, but our chart is focused that we're getting up to that area up there.
The GBP USD perfectly aligned with
the analysis that we have from yesterday.
Mr. Paul, go back where you just come out there. Right here. Brother John, why you see there?
No, John, I don't think
John
John
not
is on.
on
John
tonight.
said, yeah, John said he couldn't make it tonight.
Okay, pause. See anybody? Ali, what all you see there?
On the chat up,
The whole chat you see there. What you see there, Posse?
I see a lot of some big movements. It broke the support line, as I said. There's no double. I don't know.
Boy, Posse are going all in the USD SEK for the buy because I seen a slanted head and shoulder and we going down. What the head and shoulder is?
Oh, that's a head and, okay, right? That's a head and shoulder. It come all the way down.
Inverse head and shoulder, but the final one, you seen it or you don't seen it?
I think so. It come all the way down with the long red.
Yeah.
Went back up.
Yeah.
Come down, he went back up and come down, and then it should go up now.
So shoulder, right?
Yeah, head.
Long red come down, go back up, make the head. So if you make a diagonal give me a diagonal vertical. If you make a diagonal line from that vertical candle, the highest one there, come right down slanted. You get a nice head and shoulder there. So I could just say it's just retesting to go up further for the buy. Wow.
Okay.
So you just have to open your eye to everything.
Right.
You may not get it clean, you may not get it flush. Head and shoulder to look exactly clean and precise. No. They're made up of candles.
Experience.
So you have to look for it.
Experience.
Yes.
Okay. And I now see it now. Yeah, now see the head and shoulder.
The long neck come down and go back up, but it's slanted. It's like you're going on a downtrend. And that's what add power to it. When it's going like on a downtrend, that's slanted, you know we're going up hard for the correction. I like that one. That USD SEK, but just so that retest play out, that come back, that pull down here, right?
What currency is that though?
Say that again.
What currency is USD SEK?
Mr. Paul, USD SEK.
I think it's the Swedish krona.
Krona. The krona.
Okay.
I feel it's the krona in truth.
1 second.
The same Autochartist are all the name there. The same Autochartist.
Yeah. It's the Swedish krona. That's what it is. The Swedish krona.
Swedish krona. I didn't even know about this currency.
Yeah.
So, as Mr. Paul said earlier, a lot was done tonight. You see, Autochartist. You have to nibble on it. But as Mr. Paul saying, just for added confirmation to your markup, you just want to know, okay, let me see where price is going. Let me see if we're going up. Let me see if we're going down. Let me see if we're consolidating. And you know, your plan on your trading view platform as normal. But you just go there to verify. Let me get some verification. Let me see what's happening. Right? And for that same GU, Mr. Paul, if you don't mind, you could just make me host a minute. For that same GU, put up your GU, put up your GU, Mr. Paul. Let them look at
GU.
Look at
GU. All right, 1 second.
And GU has a head and shoulder. That GU there is a head and shoulder for the sell coming up. That GU there is a perfect head and shoulder. Are you seeing it, Pussy? Are you seeing it?
All right, so make your host now.
Right. So on Mr. Paul's chat.
I stopped share so that you could go ahead and share.
Yeah. Let me just share. Perfect head and shoulder on your screen, Mr. Paul. Perfect. Head and shoulder. Right. So let me just. Share my screen. Where are you? Right. So. Screen. Share. Right. Look at this here. Look at this here. Pussy, are you not seeing a head and shoulder? Are you or are you not seeing a head and shoulder?
I think I might be saying if that is what.
Mhm.
Okay, no, we're not
Perfect, perfect. And watch me, the two shoulders are almost same height, eh?
Pussy, the eyes. The eyes. You just have to wear the eyes. You see,
Okay.
clean head and shoulder. Clean head and
Yeah,
shoulder.
clean,
So
clean. Yeah.
I expect something like that. In addition, let me just delete this. Right? So notice the Autochartist Mr. Paul just showed you they did not highlight head and shoulder. That's the skill you're going to develop on the TradingView platform.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Right? So I'm deleting the head and shoulder, but what did the Autochartist show you is a breaking support. Let's see if we had a breaking support. We did have a breaking support. Look at it here. So break retest, pull back inside. Right? This here also broke support. This here also broke support. So we have a clean breaking support. And if you notice where Mr. Paul has this blue or green line go right across here. All right? Right here, my zone is as well.
Same place where yours is. Same place where yours is.
Mr. Paul, did I watch Autochartist when we were marking up yesterday?
No, it's plain and simple. Yeah.
So with experience, you're going to get your clean zones. I use Autochartist, yes, but I use TradingView and plot because I want to see everything roll out, right? So I expect and watch this same line here, Pussy. It's broken. Yes, it's back inside, but price may do this, going down. So I expect a sell on the GU. Let me see the overall trend. Watch that. Pussy, watch that.
Yes, I don't trend.
Make up on the phone. Let me see. Look at this. I don't even have to make trend line. Pussy, look at this. Right?
Okay.
Down, up. We are going down to come up and big down trend. Let me see this. And we are on the sell for a long time. It may come down to this level down here.
Yeah.
What is whole level down here? Consolidation and so on. So this here is creating like the mountain, right? To come back down here, right? So in time, guys, you put in the work and things will happen. Look at you seeing it break this line here. It's gonna sell. I'm all in for the GU sell, right? So that's what I just wanted to show you, the comparison with Mr. Paul there with the Autochartist and the accuracy of our ruling up.
Yep.
Support and resistance, same zone I have, and I did not use Autochartist. Right?
So this is why we stress. So you do your markup here, you get your levels, and so wherever you want to enter, and then you could use Autochartist. There are lots and so because the TradingView gives you, I think, maybe 1 or 2 alerts on the free version. But with the Autochartist tools that you have here, you can add multiple alerts on various currency pairs.
Okay, I'm in here for the buy. I thought this was gonna go higher, right? I thought I was gonna hit my TP1, but then that happened. In addition, let me just come here. Right? Price did not break this orange line down here. Price hit this orange line here, and price is nipping to this diagonal line here we call resistance, this orange one. Price even come and touch the purple one. The purple one is the higher time frame, right? Once the higher time frame line is broken, I know we're buying out. But notice something I thought. Where is price leaning towards? Where is price leaning towards after this black line? After this black line, where is price leaning towards? We know we have a consolidation.
Up.
But thank you. Price is more leaning to resistance side. Price even broke resistance. Price is above this line in the triangle, right? Price is above this orange line here. What would happen with gold soon? Yes, it could hit here and come back down here. But what do you think would happen to gold soon when it comes to that area inside here? What's how we calling this area again?
Convergence.
Thank you. When these two line meter converges, when these two line here meter converge, but we're seeing it happening all down here. Watch. You know we're going up. My prediction for gold is up. Final up. Right? up. And you know, I see that's the end of the downtrend here. That's double bottom here. I see this as the end of the downtrend, double bottom. We're up, we're consolidating before we go up again. We consolidate, you know. Gold is sticky on the updraft. It's sticky, moving real sticky. But I feel we are, you know, we're not going to go lower than this. Let me just go up on the 4. Let me just go up on the 4. I don't see us, yeah. I don't see us going lower. I don't see us going lower, right? And if you go across here, watch that pussy to that area here, right? To that area there. I don't see us coming lower than that here, right? We went up hard.
Up anyway.
Yeah, Mr. Paul. Once we above that purple, we gone.
Yeah.
Daily, this is the daily. This here, this trend line and them here, there on the 4 hours and so on, and it's broken. I just want it above that purple for sure. Let me take me highest TP and wait. Just take me highest TP and relax myself. Because gold is one thing, just lash at candles. No fun.
Right? When you reach your bar boss.
I have a target. You know. So guys, that's it on my end. In relation to what Mr. Paul did. You know, mark up first, then Autochartist. Mark up first, then Autochartist to confirm.
Yeah, I think periodically we could do a review. We could do a review on this because there are other aspects of this whole software part of it. So I think we can periodically we can do a review on it. I think we've covered a lot. We've covered a lot for the night.
Any questions, guys? Any questions? I know, you know, it's as Mr. Paul said, that pill is a tough pill to swallow. A lot was done because it's technology. When you're doing topics like that, you can't really cut it. You have to do it in its entirety, right? And then you could really break up after and go in depth in a specific part afterwards. So, Mr. Paul,
yes, sir, have the overview, as I rightly say, true. Yeah, so you have the overview here. You play with it, see what goes on.
So Mr. Paul might give you next class. He might go in, so, you know, but just to give you the general view of what Autochartist does, you know, it's well done, well done.
It should give you the confidence that all that we've done before is truly authentic. So we spent all this time doing that here, and the software just confirms everything that we would have done before. So you have both ways, but the first way is always to do your manual way, do your thing, and you just conform with the software, and we head along. So we're going to call it quits here. Once the video is finished, I'm going to upload the video. And once the video is uploaded, you can always watch how to install and how to do the configuration. It's quite simple, but we can work with that. Just remember, if it's MetaTrader 4 you have, you download the MetaTrader 4. If it's 5, you download the MetaTrader 5. And we play with that here. And next week again, even though we finish officially with the advanced, but next week we can do a session with the advanced. We go into more details because as we keep going, there is a lot when it comes to software, how we get that running here with the export advisors and how we install them, which folders those things are, and how we can manipulate the trading platform. That's what we do. So with this, I say good night to everyone. And we have the class for the others tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Hello, good night.
All right, good.
Right.